Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me. My name is Marcelo Torres, President of Aapresid. First of all, I would like to thank for Pertausin Initiative for the invitation to participate and give a brief message about soil health in Argentina from the perspective of farmers. Aapresid, Argentinian No-Till Farmers Association, is a non-profit, non-governmental organization composed of a network of agricultural farmers, technicians, and agronomists who are convinced that living and healthy soil are the first step towards sustainability, producing food, fibers, and energy, as well as a key allies in the mitigation of climate change. 1,000 farmers in Argentina with influence in 11 million hectares are addressing, and the role of farmers are fundamental to close the gap between rhetoric to results. It's important the role of farmers to addressing these production models. The next one, please. We started working with no-tillage over 30 years ago to take care of soils of sloping areas such as those in the center of Argentina. At that time, we did not have the adapted technology or the knowledge to do it, but the farmers, protagonists, and the conviction that this was the way to take care of soils was what allowed us to advance in the first years of the development of no-till technology. We can see a simplified sequence here. Degraded soils with huge gullies, the convergence of direct sowing with soybeans resistant to glyphosate facilitated and scaled the adoption and emergence of herbicide-resistant weeds. Although soil care improved in the following years, many problems associated with no-tillage began to appear. Long chemical fallows, herbicide-resistant weeds, and compactation. We start to think about how to solve these problems without leaving the no-till technology. We discovered that not disturbing soil was not enough. It was necessary to implement no-tillage, with a systemic approach, including other practices and strategies, such as diversification of species within crop rotation, using winter crops, summer crops, and cover or service crops. Transition to an evergreen agriculture by keeping our fields covered with living crops and roots as much time as possible. We found that intensification of crop rotation was the key to solve the problem of herbicide-resistant weeds and compactation. The next, please. We believe in the constant evolution of our productive systems. The pillars of a production system with low environmental impact are no-till, crop sequences, intensification, crop diversification, and integrated nutrient management. These are layers that overlap with one another. This evolution is based on an empirical and scientific knowledge and on collaboration. We see very often we fall into temptation to rename our way of doing agriculture and livestock production, sometimes throwing out the accumulated empirical and scientific knowledge, looking to discover a new way of doing agriculture. The next, please. The high levels of adoption of direct seeding have led to the development of the seeder industry to adapt this practice to the characteristics of each region, currently having many very good local factories. Next, please. Thank you. The use of cross stubble or living cover prevents water and wind erosion. and the breakdown of soil aggregates. Next, please. Living covers, in addition to preventing erosion, contribute to increase carbon sequestration. With control, increase biological nitrogen fixation if legumes are used, regulate water consumption, prevent flooding, erosion, and soil salinization. Nourish and active our diverse microbiome, among other benefits. Consequently, they contribute to reducing the use of external inputs. Next, please. Depending on the environmental characteristics of each region, determined by temperatures, rainfall, and ultimately the growing season, we can arrive at models like the one we see here, where we keep the fields green for as long as possible, even planting on living covers our harvest crops, as we see in this picture. Next, please. Some benefits. There are the benefits of no-till with the systemic approach. 28 increase in yield and 13 more stable. Reduce 60% use of fossil fuels. Reduce the use of external inputs. Improves the biological activity of soils and their biodiversity. Next, please. The next, please. Thank you. We cannot conceive of an agriculture that does not generate any emission. But we can do is try to be efficient in order to produce as much as possible with each unit of CO2 generated, CO2 equivalent generated. Double soil carbon sequestration, this model, no-till, plus crop rotation and using cover crops. Double soil carbon sequestration. Reduce emissions by 40%. If we use legumes in the rotation as a service crop, reduce the use of nitrogen fertilizers. Triples grain production per unit of equivalent carbon dioxide. Next, please. Final remarks. Now coming to the point of soil health and policy, we need to highlight that soil health is slightly gaining importance on high-level discussion. Healthy soil are the necessary condition to uphold vigorous pasture, extensive crop, and cover crops, capable of capturing and storing carbon in soil through photosynthesis. On the contrary, poor soil management releases carbon into the atmosphere, for example, by doing tillage. In Argentina, progress regarding soil health had more to do with farmers and their search for better production and yield stability, rather than having adequate policies. Policies should enhance traceability and the use of environmental impact indicators so that consumers can promote good environmental practice through their choices. Climate change and soil health are closely linked, and that link is the carbon footprint. In light of this, we firmly support the need to include the role of healthy soils in a national policy discussion, and international and global policy discussion, and through this channel and climate negotiation. Aapresid works towards by engaging not only with the private sector and research institutions, but also with government representatives in order to position conservation or regenerative agriculture, conservation is not enough, practice as the way to achieve living and healthy soils. Soils are a source of food, fibers, and energy. Food security and global peace depend on healthy and living soil. Thank you.